So, here we go, 9.3, number 3. Now, this is a terrible situation because your pet has also become reptilian, which is terrible unless your pet's a reptile. My pet is not a reptile. My pet is a chicken. I can draw my chicken here. Well, actually, my chicken is actually an Australorp. She actually is black. So, she's not a Rhode Island red. So here's your chicken. And your chicken is reptilian. And there she is. And being reptilian, she's gotten very cold. But there's good news. The good news is that you have a copper pan with which you can heat her up and hopefully warm her up. Now, it's not on a burner, it's just a hot copper pan. There's no stove or anything. But hopefully, as you put your chicken on the pan, or your pet will get warmer as the pan cools down. But the question is, how warm does the pan need to be? You want to get your chicken up to 37 degrees, human body temperature. It's going to make it much nicer to cuddle your pet if your pet is, well, not cold. So the question is, how hot do you have to get your pet? Or how hot do you have to make the pet? So, the first law of thermodynamics, energy is not created or destroyed, so the energy, well, that's not the first law. It is the law of conservation of energy. So the initial energy is going to equal the final energy. Now the initial energy, we have initial energy of chicken plus initial energy of the pan is going to equal the final energy of both together. And let's start calculating. So my pet, which happens to be a chicken, your pet obviously is probably not a chicken, has a mass of 3.2 kilograms times. Now we're going to assume, since I don't actually know the specific heat of chicken, although it wouldn't be too hard to find out, we're going to use water because chicken is mostly water. And then this chicken had been chilled down to 15 degrees. It's cold today. So that plus the pan. The pan is copper. I think I gave you a 20 kilogram pan, which is a very heavy pan, by the way. It's a very heavy pan. It's like a 40-pound pan. But you know, some people have larger pets. They need a larger pan to heat them up with. The pan is made out of copper. Copper has a specific heat of 385. And we're trying to find out what is the temperature of that copper pan. So, mass, specific heat, and that's the temperature. That's for your pet. That's for you. Your pet obviously is not my pet. Now, when you put them together, they are going to hopefully heat up to 37 degrees. So my 30.2 kilogram chicken, which is mostly water, will heat up to 32 degrees Celsius, or 37 degrees Celsius. And the pan is going to cool down to 37 degrees Celsius. Now, let's get going here. So we're doing the math. Again, the numbers are very big and my memory is very poor, so I'm going to just simply take them off my worksheet here. 928. So 200,928. My pet's fairly small, so it's not a huge number. Plus, the number for this 770, multiply these two together, and that is going to be times the temperature of the pan, the starting temperature of the pan, which we need to find out. We need to make sure our pan is the right temperature before we put our pet into it. Going over to the other side, the total thermal energy of my pet when it's warmed up to the right temperature will be 495,622 plus the pan will be 284,000 200,900. And here we go. Continuing along, 200,928 plus 7700 times the temperature of the pan is equal to, put these two together, and I get 780,522 joules. Now, what do we do next? We subtract. Subtract 200,000. Subtract 200,000. So basically, this is the total energy of the chicken and the pan, subtracting the initial energy of the chicken, because the chicken doesn't come in without any energy at all. There is some energy in the chicken. The chicken is just very, very cold. But it does have some energy. And what do I get? I get this part is equal to 579,594. Divide both sides by 770. Don't you love the sound of this marker? And I get the temperature of the pan is going to have to be 75.3 degrees Celsius, which is a pretty darn warm pan, but not boiling hot. You're not going to cook your chicken. Your chicken's not going to suffer serious burns. It's just going to be warmed up, nice and toasty, nice for hugging, and that is the temperature. Now, by the way, how do I know if this temperature is right? Well, we don't. There could be an error, but we could eliminate some things. So, the chicken, or the pan is going to have to be hotter than the chicken. That is beyond debate. It has to be hotter than the chicken. Is that true? Yeah. Now, it's not super hot, but it's, the only thing we know for certain is it's going to have to be hotter than the chicken, because the chicken's going to warm up, the pan's going to cool down. Other than that, we don't have a lot of things which will be a dead giveaway as to whether this is right or wrong. Trust me, it's right, but you're going to have to trust me. Now, by the way, is your number going to be this big? Is it going to be smaller? Is it going to be bigger? Well, we know for certain it cannot be less than 37. It cannot be, because otherwise it would not be able to heat anything up to 37. If your pet is larger than mine, it's going to take more energy to heat it up. So the pan is going to have to be hotter to heat up a larger animal. If your pet is smaller, it will not need to be as hot, because you won't need as much energy to heat up your animal. So those things are things to consider. If your pet's larger, expect a larger number. If your pet's smaller, expect a smaller number. But that's about that. Anyway, I hope you have a nice afternoon. Bye-bye.